Viewer discretion is advised.
You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where two friends chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, and more yes. I'm Amanda.
I'm Lucy.
And today we have a very special gal's pick that is very appropriate for the Thanksgiving holiday, and that pick... Timely. That pick is Evil In-Laws.
Yes. They
And
can be evil.
I have a little surprise for you today because I'm even going to be sharing a personal anecdote. Not about my current...
Is Tom there?
Not about Tom or Sue. God
Okay.
bless them. Angels on earth. Bill and I both got very lucky with our in-laws. Like, you know, our parents might have screws loose, but not in ways that ruin your life. So,
Yep.
you know,
I'll
take it.
consider myself lucky as well.
Yes, correct. Yeah, for sure. Your in-laws are pretty chill. Yeah, I have a personal story because I was looking for a bunch of just like in-law horror stories. I did find a couple of cases, but they were really brutal, and I was like, I can't connect with this right now. I just want to I want to go to the internet to anonymous forums where people just talked mad shit
Yes.
on their in-laws, and with good fucking reason.
That's what we need.
And I have something to share from a previous life that I don't even think I've read to you before. So
Oh my God. Okay.
yeah, some people know about it, some people don't, but a lot of people are about to.
Oh.
But before we get started, we're going to do our wine crime pairing, and I am going to activate my far left extremism because personally, fuck Thanksgiving. It's like the worst of the holidays. It is a bullshit, whitewashed holiday that aids in indigenous erasure, and how white people choose to engage with it does matter. But I'm not here to tell everybody what to do. But I just, I have a lot of fucking feelings about Thanksgiving, and I hate it.
Okay.
And, if you like your family, you can get together with them other times. That's fine too. But just, want to take a moment to encourage people that, on holidays like today, or like quote unquote Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day, and all the time, these are great opportunities to support, pay reparations, and provide, much needed necessities to indigenous populations still residing right here in the United States. And we've talked about that in many different contexts many times before, so I'm not going to belabor the point, but just, hopefully if you're popping this on, at home, maybe in your car, maybe while you're cooking some meals, whatever you're doing, just to take a moment to think about how that this day can impact and harm indigenous communities, and how we as white people can do something to participate in harm reduction. So, spend some dollars with an indigenous business. And that is why I have also chosen an indigenous owned winery to shout out today. It is located in the United States. It's in Santa Barbara, California. And the wine does ship to a lot. Like, I went to the shop page and I was like, oh, I'll read where it ships. It would actually have been so much easier for me to figure out where it doesn't ship. And I just didn't do that. So
That's
you can
nice.
check. Yeah, if you go to their website, you can check on their Our Wines page. And like at the top, it has like every state that they ship to. So a lot of people will be able to access this. But the winery I'm shouting out today is Camins to Dreams. Camins. I might be mispronouncing that. I apologize if I am. And then the number 2 and the word dreams. And from their website, this is a family-owned winery founded in 2017, the same year that we established the podcast.
Whoa. It's
Synchronicity.
been a really long 9 years.
Yeah, almost 9 years. It'll be 9 years in February of 2026. That's fucking cray.
A 9-year-old can read. Our podcast can read.
A 9-year-old could
so
drive
proud.
in a parking lot with an adult in the car.
A 9-year-old could definitely shoot heroin just from their DARE programs.
Totally. Totally. And if you don't know what that's in reference to, join Uncorked and listen to the November Drug Dive.
Yes.
Because it's a fun one. That blew my mind. I'm also a little high right now, so that hit me harder than I thought it would in multiple ways.
Hit you like some angel dust straight to the dome.
Yeah.
I still keep thinking about PCP. I think I'm addicted. I've never tried it before. I'm pre-addicted.
We recorded her drunk dive yesterday, and she literally texted me today. No context. Well, full context, because I knew what we had just recorded. But no other text. I hadn't heard from her since the night before.
And it was at like 8:30 in the morning.
8 a.m. Because I was up to pee, because I promptly am awoken by my bladder every morning at 8. So I always check my phone. And there's a text from you that just says, I can't stop thinking about angel dust.
I can't.
I was fucking dying. Anyway, fuck the DARE program. Fuck Thanksgiving. But yes to Camins to Dreams, founded in 2017 by the wife winemaking duo. So we've got indigenous queer people owning and operating this winery. Tara Gomez, a member of the Santa Ynez band of Chumash Indians, and it's either Maria in spelling that I do not know, or that Maria feels like a very anglicized way to pronounce this, so I'm going to try to pronounce it the way that it is spelled, which is Maria.
That's a beautiful name.
It's really beautiful. Maria Taribo, and she hails from Catalonia. Together, they craft wines that celebrate their diverse heritage while embracing a philosophy of minimal intervention. So the wines that they produce are fermented with natural yeast and low levels of SO2, and they are committed to showcasing the distinct character of each vineyard that they exclusively partner with. And all of the vineyards that they partner with are organic, biodynamic, and regenerative vineyards in San Benito and Santa Barbara County, with a focus on the Santa Rita Hills AVA, all of which uphold a deep respect for the land and for its workers. So they're very ethical. Like they don't own or operate a huge vineyard. So this is like really common in California, and actually, I don't know if it will have come out yet. No, it's not out yet, but in a couple of upcoming episodes, we're going to have some pop-ins from our friend Ushwin, the wine guy, about these smaller, more like family-owned vineyards around the world, but especially in Europe, but this is happening here especially in California, where, some of this land has been in families for generations, and then people also get priced out, and now people who want to get into winemaking more recently can't afford to purchase mega hectares of land. So they might make wine or grow grapes on like 1 hectare of land. And then they basically work like a co-op collaborative with a bunch of other wine growers, grape growers in the region or in regions just really close by. And they work together.
Cool.
Yeah. And then they will work with winemakers. So that's more what this company is. They're more in the wine making business. And then they have really gone the extra mile to collaborate with vineyards, like grape growers that are very much aligned with their values. And again, like they're saying, with respecting not only the land, but the people that are caring for that land and tending to those vines. So I think that that's really cool when you can know a little bit more about like the deep love and respect that people are putting into the wine that they're making or whatever it is that you're making. I just think it makes it so much more special. Mm-hmm. And for such special and amazing wines, the price points are spectacular, and they have a lot of different varietals. But, with the foods that a lot of white folks like to eat on Thanksgiving, I thought I would go with a white wine. And the one that caught my eye was their 2023 Albarino. Albarino is like one of my favorite wine varietals.
Oh, yes.
It's so good. It's like really great with food, specifically spicy food, but I don't think you're going to be getting much of that on Thanksgiving. But it has a nice, dry, palate cleansing finish. It's light, but a good one is still complex in its flavor. So it's not just used to rinse your mouth out between like bites of terrible, shitty, dry turkey. It's also just a very enjoyable, delicious wine that pairs really well with foods all over the spectrum. Fatty foods, spicy foods, red sauces. Like it's just a really nice, versatile white wine. This is made from grapes from Santa Ynez Vineyards and the Happy Canyon of Santa Barbara. So they collaborated with vineyards in both areas. And it is 12.8% ABV, which I also like because it's a little bit lower. So your family's not all getting hammered and then fighting with each other about whether or not
Talking about the Epstein files.
whether or not Trump blew Clinton, which I totally think happened.
Can't wait for that to come up at Thanksgiving.
Oh,
I'm not
drop
putting
those
anything
bombs.
past these fuckers.
no, these Caligula-ass motherfuckers. Of course, these rich old weirdos are all fucking each other, which you do you. Just stop trafficking and raping children. That would be cool.
And then making life worse for out and proud gay people.
Yep, all of that. So,
Jesus.
this won't get you so hammered, but you can still consume a decent amount of it. And yeah, I highly recommend that people head to Camins for Dreams, Camins. Oh, sorry, 2 Dreams. Camins 2 Dreams. I'm very high. Camins 2 dreams.com, and you can peruse their website, learn more about their story, and order your wine directly from them and support their efforts.
They have some wines in cans.
They do. They have canned rosés you can buy by the case.
Really cute. And they have a Gruner Veltliner.
They sure do. They sure
Yum.
do. They have some beautiful red blends. Their library of wines, their selection of wines is really fucking lovely. So check them out.
I can order some right now and bring it to Thanksgiving. Because
That'd
we're
be
not
perfect.
hosting this year, thank Christ.
Yeah, no, I never have to worry about that.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and so Lucy can order her wine, and we're just going to be right back, especially if you're an Uncorked member, because you're getting this episode ad-free as part of your subscription to support our business. We're a small business. We're struggling like everyone else. I'm thankful for our Uncorked subscribers, and
Me too.
we really appreciate you and hope you're having a good time over there, because I know we are. All right.
We will be right back.
BRB. It's the holiday season, and for a lot of folks, including myself, that means a lot of traveling. We're going to be bouncing around like pinballs all during the Christmas season to see all the family. And you know what is the top priority when not only dealing with travel stress, but the multiple realities of family stress? That would be comfort.
Yes. And lots of food.
Lots of food, lots of comfort. And the only thing that I can count on being comfortable and not driving me cuckoo bananas is, frankly, my bras, because I switched everything over to Honeylove, and they are genuinely the most comfortable bras. I always lay out my outfit for when I'm flying, especially if we're doing one of our like overseas trips. And it requires a Honeylove bra because I don't want like underwires or pinching or straps falling or any of those obnoxious things that just drive you nuts under your clothes while you're on a plane. No.
Yep. No. Also, holiday parties, you got to start those with the right foundation. For me, that is a skirt and some black tights. And I do like to throw on some Honeylove shapewear under there because I forget that I'm wearing it, which is unheard of. Don't spend the season tugging at uncomfortable bras or shapewear that rolls down. Honeylove moves with you so you can really enjoy the moment. They have this new Cloud Embrace bra.
Oh,
it is
it's
so
good.
comfy.
It's good.
It's like a wireless t-shirt bra with sturdy, lightly padded foam cups. Feels like a cloud. It's a wireless bra for people who love underwire. You know what I mean?
You want that lift? You want that support?
Gift Honeylove to yourself or someone you love because nothing says holiday spirit like support, comfort, and confidence. They also have undie bundles that make the perfect stocking stuffer. And if you're going to be dancing the night away on New Year's Eve, you don't want like super compressive shapewear. So Honeylove, it's got targeted compression that enhances curves, doesn't squish them down. There's also an opening around the panty area, so you don't have to completely undress to use the bathroom.
Yeah, I love that.
When you've had some champagne, you're going to make a couple trips to the bathroom. So Honeylove makes it quick and easy.
Treat yourself or someone you love to Honey Love this holiday season. And right now you can save 20% at honeylove.com/wine. Just use our exclusive link, honeylove.com/wine to grab your discount. After you order, they'll ask where you heard about Honey Love. So please support our show and let them know we sent you. Celebrate the season feeling confident and comfortable with Honey Love.
You tell yourself, just one more chapter. But then all of a sudden, before you know it, it's 2 a.m. and you still need to know how it ends.
That was me in Palm Springs reading my book.
You were up late.
I
honey.
know.
Totally was you.
I couldn't stop.
With Galatea's bingeable, can't stop reading romance and new releases every week. You know what? Sleep's overrated anyway.
Genuinely, I love to pick up little romance novels and stuff that are easy to travel with, but honestly, Galatea is the answer to your need for read, okay? Because Galatea is a reading app where anyone craving a little me time can dive into a library of romance stories that leave you feeling recharged and fulfilled. This app is so fun, and for that late night reading, you don't have to force your bedmate to wear an eye mask so you can keep the light on.
Hey, that's me.
Does that feel very targeted to Lucy? Yes, it does. Mm-hmm. There are over 1,000 bestsellers to choose, from shifter romance to bad boy billionaires, forbidden love, slow burn fantasy, teen drama, and much, much more. Galatea is home to original stories and standalone stories with an exclusive catalog of best-selling authors. With new chapters and series dropping every week, there's always something new to explore. So if you're like a voracious reader, Galatea is your girl. She's always going to have something for you. Over 30 million people have fallen in love with reading on Galatea, so join now to indulge in stories that make you feel like yourself again.
Right now, Galatea is offering our listeners an extra 25% off on top of an already irresistibly affordable subscription when you go to galatea.com/gals. That's GALATEA.com/gals to indulge in unlimited stories for even less. Galatea.com/gals.
Okay, Lucy, I'm scared.
You maybe should be.
What do you got?
Well, I wanted to start us out with a little bit of psychology about gratitude because it's Thanksgiving.
The giving of thanks.
Yep, because while as a country, and for all of the reasons that you gave, we are totally fucked.
We're trash.
We're trash.
We're trash.
We're awful. That being said, I think feeling intentional gratitude just makes you a better person.
Yes, it's an important part of maintaining your wellness is being fucking grateful for shit.
Yeah.
Especially when times are awful.
Well, yeah. You have, yeah. Basically, here's a little bit of psychology about gratitude. The emotion of gratitude has been linked to lower rates of depression.
Oh, wow.
It also creates a buffer against future depressive episodes. So it does not matter. Everyone feels at times like everything is shit.
Yup.
And it can be hard. It can be a challenge to be actively grateful all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it has been shown to decrease stress levels while also enhancing positive mental states, joy, optimism, tranquility, all the good stuff.
Optimism and hope feel so good. And I feel like we haven't had them in abundant supply around these parts in a while.
Yeah.
So taking time to intentionally sit with some optimism has got to feel
You need to.
important. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like sunlight.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can survive without it, but
at what
it's
cost?
a lot easier to just go outside.
Mm-hmm.
And those are just the psychological benefits, because grateful people also sleep better. They get on average another hour of sleep every night.
Wow.
They have stronger immune systems, and they exercise on average 90 minutes more every week than someone who would not describe themselves as grateful.
Shit.
And they
I
also
am
have
not grateful enough, that's for sure.
And they also have more satisfying romantic relationships. So they're literally getting better sex and are probably excellent lovers.
I would imagine.
Gratitude activates the hypothalamus. It's the little guy right in the middle of your brain, but it controls like fucking everything.
Every emotion, every hormone, whatever the fuck.
Literally sleeping, but also emotion. And also your left prefrontal cortex. And it also releases dopamine and serotonin. There's literally no downside to just giving thanks. And don't just do it on Thanksgiving because, again, the holiday is trash, but this is just a practice. It's just a practice. Okay, so we're gonna talk about in-laws today.
Let's go.
Here's a new vocabulary word for you, and I don't actually know how to pronounce it. I think it's affine.
Okay.
AFFINE. Affine.
Huh. I feel like it's connected to the word affinity, but I don't know how else you would pronounce that. Affine. I'm going to Google it.
Its original use meant above.
Oh.
But affine means a relative by marriage. So it's an in-law. And I think that word is more typically used in like sociology. We'll get to the social structures.
Get to sociology.
Research also shows that in-law relations are a key determinant.
It is a fine. I'm listening to a YouTube. I'm also listening to you, but a fine.
Thank you for confirming.
You nailed it.
Thanks. In-law relations are a key determinant of marital happiness. Having conflict with your in-laws, unfortunately, is pretty common.
Honestly.
Particularly between women who are married to a man having conflict with their mother-in-law. Like that relationship specifically.
I am obsessed with wedding attire and wedding gown subreddits.
Yes.
They're some of my favorite, and I can get very active on them. But there was a post fairly recently from a groom who was marrying a woman. So a man who was marrying a woman. Sorry, not all grooms are men, but a man who was marrying a woman, and his soon-to-be wife, his fiance, was like freaking out because his mom had texted them a picture of the dress that she got to wear as the mother of the bride for the wedding, which was inappropriate for a million reasons, the least of which being the color, which was cream. But it was just not an appropriate dress for a mother-in-law at like a wedding of this style, like a very traditional wedding. And I got in the comments so fast to be like, listen, dude, you have to intervene and stick up for your fiance and set those boundaries with your mom now. Because if you think that like this is a small petty thing, there's no way she just woke up that day and decided, oh, I'm going to wear an inappropriate, pretty bridal dress to my son's wedding. She has been for sure like manipulative and pulling bullshit before, and it's only going to keep escalating and getting worse. And marriages fully end over shit like that. Like if your spouse doesn't think that their spouse has their back, and it's like kind of the unwritten rule that it's like I have to manage my parents, my birth parents, and you have to manage yours.
It's written.
Yeah. So that means stepping in and stepping up when there's fuckery afoot. And if you can't do that.
The rule is you always have your spouse's back. Period.
Yeah, as long as they're not like a horrible monster, but then they shouldn't be your spouse.
Yes, of course. Yeah. It totally ends marriages.
Yes.
I don't know how I would deal with that, but fortunately,
I don't either.
My mother-in-law would never.
No.
My mom wore a silver dress to my wedding, and she looked really fucking great in it.
She looked beautiful. My mom wore a navy blue dress to mine and accidentally matched with like all of Bill's family, and they looked gorgeous. They were stunning, all of them.
Yeah, I love it when somebody accidentally wears an outfit that makes them look like part of the bridal party.
They were so well coordinated because I really gave very little instruction. I was like, this is sort of the color palette that we're using. I trust you. Do what you're going to do. Our parents on all sides were so chill through the wedding planning process. It was a non-issue. Thank God.
Well, we're lucky because about 60% of married women report having a fraught relationship with their mother-in-law.
60%?
And that is according to Cambridge academic psychologist Dr. Terry Apter.
Man.
I fully love Dr. Apter. I will be talking about her quite a lot.
There's got to be so much internalized misogyny at play when the statistics are showing that it's primarily between the women in the family.
Yes.
Crazy.
We'll get to it. So using words like strained, uncomfortable, infuriating, depressing, draining, and simply awful.
Mm-hmm.
Mothers can be suspicious of women who have influence over their sons, and wives can be frustrated at how much influence a mother may still have over their adult spouse.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the classic mismatch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Okay,
Don't marry unhealed men. For people who marry men, they have to be, I mean, they don't have to be perfect, but they have to at least have some tools in place to know how to heal their fucking inner wounds, because that's how you get adults on any part of the gender spectrum that like cannot separate from their parents and still need so much of their parents' guidance way past when it should be necessary. And then you're missing out on the really cool adult relationship friendships that you could have with your parents when you're not like perpetually each other's ward.
Yeah. Or like, the only emotional fucking
support or
support
friend
outlet, like, the only vessel for any sort of emotions, for all the emotional labor. If a mom does all the emotional labor for her son, that is not the son that you want in your life.
No, because it teaches him to do none. He'll do none for you.
None.
Fuck.
He'll do none for himself or for you. What are you doing, sis? Someone out there is reconsidering their upcoming marriage.
Yes, babe. Love is conditional.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Boom.
We'll get to all of this because I went down a rabbit hole in terms of the my whole segment is psychology.
Yes.
Started with gratitude. I haven't done psych in a long
You're in a psych hole.
time. I was on a psych hold.
Yeah. Yeah, big time.
Okay, so my new girlfriend, Dr. Apter, wrote a book that I obviously want to read. It's called What Do You Want From Me? Learning to Get Along with In-Laws.
Ooh, great title.
I know. I have a picture of the cover of the book on the drive.
Love it.
So it is both an academic exploration and a practical guide. And it's described as a comprehensive tour of all the tensions and includes subheadings such as, you're going to feel these so hard. Subheadings such as, why is it so hard on women? Are you really part of my family? And whose side are you on?
Yup.
I have thought, are you really part of my family? Like, what are the rules here? How forgiving do I have to be?
Right.
And that's sort of like that's the whole question, right?
It's literally the whole question.
It's the whole question. So, a little bit of the backstory. Turmoil with one's mother-in-law is sort of a classic trope. And like we've said, especially between a daughter-in-law and a mother-in-law. The Roman satirist Juvenal, not to be confused with the modern rap R&B artist Juvenile, wrote in 100 AD, quote, domestic accord is impossible as long as the mother-in-law lives.
Oh, that is brutal.
Yeah. The 18th century English novelist Henry Fielding observed, quote, the word mother-in-law has a terrible sound. Pointing out all of these are complaints from men.
Yeah.
When, as we know, that is not the most common. And then we have all the mother-in-law jokes, such as, my mother-in-law's an angel. And the reply is, oh, you're lucky. Mine's still alive.
Congratulations. When did she pass?
Congratulations. When did she pass? That is a Mike Jacobson joke if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, it would have been.
So Dr. Apter duly notes they tend to be in the male voice. They're almost misogynist rather than specifically about the relationship. So she goes on to say that there's sort of a more modern expectation that when you're in a romantic relationship with someone, it's just about the two of you. But to cut ties with a parent is not a natural or comfortable thing to do. And I'm talking outside of like abusive and toxic relationships.
Right.
Especially when today, statistically, young adults are living at home with their parents for longer and depending on them financially, for insurance, for everything.
Which I get, and is not what I was disparaging at the top about like people and their relationships with their parents, because that makes total sense. That's a totally different ballgame.
That's completely
family
different,
units still helping each other for survival is not the same as it's like the emotional bonds that are the red flags, not these other things.
Totally, yes.
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify that.
So, and what I'm saying is when young adults have a stronger bond emotionally, financially, etc., with their own parents, and then they get into a romantic relationship, and neither of the pair kind of considers the fact that now they are dating a whole new family also. It's not a romantic notion to consider your lover's parents and how well they fit into your life. So a lot of people don't expect to think about that when they get married.
And then
or they
suddenly,
think like, all we have to do is get married and then they won't have a say in anything. You know, like that's not a good goalpost to have.
family is complicated, whether you're born into it or married into it.
Yep. So this is from a Guardian article about Dr. Apter.
Your wife.
There's one, my new wife. Well, she's married. That's why she wrote a whole damn book about in-laws.
So are you. Doesn't mean you can't have a multi.
That's true. Just
These
because
are
I'm married
modern
doesn't mean I
times
can't have a
we're
wife.
Exactly.
If there is one belief that pulses through Apter's book, it's the power of the blood family. It teaches us how to behave, guides us through the ways in which life may be lived and understood. Quote, it's a very powerful template. It goes to the very core of who you are, and you don't always understand that you're referring back to it. When you get any two families overlapping, there's always a cultural difference, and you don't always realize how deep these are. So within one family, there will be rules about how loud you can speak, how much emotion you can show, either positive or negative. It's minutia. Things that are not discussed, but your family's like a microclimate. It's a whole
every
whole
family
universe.
has its own dynamics and little family quirks and culture. That's normal.
And everyone's is different. And comparing one family to the next can be really fucking wild. So if you find yourself in a little bit of a tricky situation with your in-laws,
something to consider.
Something to consider. Okay, so in this article, Dr. Apter shares her own experience with her husband and her mother-in-law. So long story short, her mother-in-law is English. She was raising children in the 1950s, so being a woman was wrapped up in being a mother and like the manager of the home. She did not grow up or like come into adulthood in a world that could question gender norms and gender roles like that. So the mother-in-law would compliment Apter on things like how nicely the laundry was folded or how clean the kitchen was. And Apter's like, I'm a fucking professional.
Right.
Like,
I don't care about any of that shit.
but at the same time, she was also raising children at home and she was like writing. So she was frustrated because she felt like her career was invisible and she wasn't getting any sort of
Recognition
acclaim or recognition
acknowledgement
from her husband's family about that. So she has all these really strong feelings and she's venting to her husband, and her husband's like, yeah, she can be a little bit much sometimes, but you know, she means well.
Yeah.
And she's like, why don't you get it? So that's when she started like researching and studying all this. So she says men are better at stepping back because they take a lower profile in the home, which is where your in-laws visit.
Yeah, the women are fighting. I'm not going to get in the way of that.
Quote, it's very difficult for a woman to just sit reading the paper. She will want to be engaged, and the mother-in-law will want to be engaged. And if they have a different way of laying the table, preparing the Brussels sprouts, admonishing or praising the children, those differences may be experienced as difficulties or undermining of the other.
Very true.
Okay. This is my favorite part. It's very dorky. I found a really fascinating research paper from the National Institute of Health.
Oh.
I couldn't even read the whole thing because I was out of time. I was doing that up until I came and sat down to record.
Incredible.
This paper is titled In-Law Relationships in Evolutionary Perspective, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay.
Please bear with me. So I just kind of pulled the most fascinating parts. So they start by talking about Darwin's theory of evolution, natural selection. This implies that the fundamental interests of any focal actor, so be it preferences, tastes, ambitions, and aversions that are characteristics of its species, will typically be such that the pursuit of those interests tend to promote the actor's fitness. Meaning...
Fitness meaning like value, like contribution.
Meaning that species will continue.
Oh, okay.
Fitness, able to reproduce healthy offspring, continue the species.
Got it. Okay.
Darwin. Okay. Hamilton, he was like a sociologist in the 60s. Not Alexander Hamilton.
Got it.
Hamilton's extension of Darwin's theory further implies that the interests of two parties will tend to be harmonious in direct proportion to their degree of genetic relatedness. Okay. Meaning, you will get along much better with your sister than you will with your cousin.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
Strangers aside, it's like how distant you are genetically in the family tree is how harmonious your relationship is.
Interesting. Okay.
However, common ancestry is not the only source of shared fitness interests. Unrelated marriage partners often have a deep concern for one another's well-being, and this too has shared fitness interests as its ultimate basis because they're raising a child together.
Yeah, in theory. Yeah,
Well, yeah, this is all sociology. Two people, they're not related, but they have such a harmonious and deep connection. But that's evolutionarily driven because the purpose is to raise a child together.
Yeah, the creation of a new family unit.
Further your species. So, indeed, under certain conditions, unrelated mates may attain a level of common purpose that surpasses that of even the closest genetic relatives. Call it love.
Yeah, you might love your partner more than your sibling.
Okay, I love this. Hamilton, 60s sociologist, famously wrote that on the basis of inclusive fitness theory, we expect to find that no one is prepared to sacrifice his life for any single person, but that everyone will sacrifice it when he can thereby save more than 2 brothers, or 4 half-brothers, or 8 first cousins.
Interesting.
So he applied math to it just as it's sort of a demonstration. According to our definition of the coefficient of shared reproductive interest, we might also add, or 2 daughters-in-law, or 8 cousins' spouses, all in-laws.
Okay.
So it's further dividing it. If they're in-laws, then that's obviously 50% less love right there.
Sure.
He quantifies it.
Okay.
Which was it's funny. It's odd. In short, calling affines, your in-laws, your kin, is more than a mere metaphor. When persons related by marriage have fitness vehicles in common, meaning children, they become vehicles of one another's fitness too. So that is to say, if your daughter-in-law will bear and raise your son's children, then she is a propagator of your genes no less than he is.
She's close family now. she's blood now.
Well, she had a child that has your genes.
Right. So it's going to change. Yeah, obviously it's going to like reboot that love because now that's the production of another close blood relative. But then I would also imagine that it augments the relationship that the unrelated parties have with each other because it's tiers of, that unrelated party is protecting the next generation of related party.
Correct.
Yeah. So
and in such a way,
it's like
grandchildren,
you used to just be my son's girlfriend, but I guess now you're like real family because you had his kid.
And in such a way, grandchildren can be used as weapons
Pawns.
Against, yeah,
absolutely,
in toxic relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that said, so we did the good. Now we're doing the bad. In-laws and their, quote, meddling rank high among sources of conflict in contemporary marriages, often higher than potential flashpoints such as financial issues or mismatched values.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Moreover, although the birth of a grandchild creates an overlap of fitness interests among all parties, as we were just saying, this overlap does not necessarily diminish tensions and can, in fact, exacerbate them.
Yeah.
In a Finnish study, meaning Finland, the researchers found that young adults reported relatively little conflict with a partner's parents before having children, but that such conflicts increase after the birth of a first child, and explained that, quote, the shared reproductive interest that is created through a grandchild among kin lineages provides new reasons for grandparents to influence and interfere in the lives of other family members.
Aha.
It kind of pours gas on the fire if there was already something there. Like, you thought they were nosy before. Watch out. They're going to be at your doorstep.
Up your ass. Yeah.
Up your rectum. I'm not speaking from experience.
No, or not even for everyone's experience, but as an example of what this is describing.
Yeah, exactly.
And we certainly know people who do have this experience.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
if
really
this sounds
hard.
familiar, you are not alone.
No. Clearly, 60%. You're one of the 60%.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing.
I know. In a Japanese study, they found that co-residing with your parents-in-law, which is really a popular thing to do in a lot of Southeast Asian cultures, was significantly associated with significantly elevated rates of postpartum depression.
I know people who participate in multi-generational living, and it does work for them, though there is strain anytime that you share. I mean, there's strain with your own spouse when you cohabitate together.
Yeah.
I know that I am not cut out for multi-generational living on either side. And it's not even, it has nothing to do necessarily with like how well I get along with my family. It has everything to do with like how much I need my own space with no one else there.
Yeah.
To like recover from my life. And my husband is pretty much the only person on the planet that I consistently can, whether he's in the house or not, create and make that space for myself, even with him in the same room. And it's not even necessarily just a physical space. It's also, as you know, a full-blown psychological space. Like I have to disassociate and speak to no one. And I don't think I could fully be myself in my own home with other people living in it.
Yeah. You didn't grow up that way, and that isn't necessarily part of our Western American culture. But I couldn't fucking do that either.
No.
I couldn't live with. I don't know if I would prefer to live with my in-laws or my own parents.
Yeah.
If I had to live with one of them, the answer's no.
I'm also too messy for either of them. They would hate me within 2 weeks.
You would drive them out.
Yes. Or
Your villager with the moldy dress.
Yes.
There's a through line here.
There is.
And it's you really needing your space.
And it's me really needing my space.
That's a truth. That is a truth about you. And a truth about me. And I think if we're being honest with ourselves, it's a truth about everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So elevated rates of postpartum, whereas dwelling with the new mother's own parents were associated with significantly reduced rates.
Okay.
Which, yeah.
I mean, I think that does make sense, though, because it's like you're probably going to raise your child in a similar style that you were raised, or at least with some of the influence that you received growing up. And so you'd probably get along, or like, you know, in terms of co-child rearing, better with the people who raised you specifically.
Yes.
You know, if I'm speaking from like one parent's perspective.
And there is something that's like, when I had June, my mom came down and we gave her first bath together.
Yes.
And I like needed that. There's nothing better than having your own mom show you how to be a mom.
Yeah, if you have a good relationship like that, for sure, that's like can be such a beautiful experience. But yeah, it wouldn't have been the same experience for you, and that's a dig on your mother-in-law. It just she's not your mom that raised you, so having that experience with your mother was special in a way that it just can't be with anybody else. Period.
Could not. Yeah. Okay, back to this because we're going to get into some dark stuff. Okay.
Oh, God.
A mother-in-law, for example, sometimes sees her role vis-a-vis her daughter-in-law primarily as one of mate guarding behavior on behalf of her son.
Oh, yep.
So she's up your ass because she just needs to know that you're doing good things.
Yeah, I've protected my son or my child. You know, obviously a lot of these stats are on the binary, so it is what it is. But like I protected my son this way for his whole life, and now this new person comes in and she doesn't know how to protect him and take care of him the way. But like the new person's not supposed to take care of your son and be his fucking mother.
She doesn't iron his undies.
Yeah. They should be cohabitating in a mutually advantageous way where they care for each other.
Yeah. A loving, healthy
I'm not here to take care of your son. What the fuck do you think this is?
I will never iron a pair of underwear.
Oh, fuck no.
So, abuse of young wives by their mothers-in-law has been a focus of special concern because of the serious harms that it often entails. But a despicable mother-in-law is a reliable stock character like we have been talking about in the Lamentations of Husbands, too. A final relationship, so in-law relationships, including marriage itself, are more fragile than those among genetic relatives for reasons that have been elegantly expressed by David Haig, who says, quote, this guy, okay, he says, quote, "The love of a child is more robust to bad behavior by the child than is the love of a spouse to bad behavior by the spouse."
Or what they deem to be bad behavior, but yeah.
Yeah. The sharing of genes by descent is a brute fact that is unchanged by changes in the personal relations of kin, but spousal fitnesses are decoupled when either partner pursues other reproductive opportunities. So one of my favorite things about this paper is that right after that, they jump back in after this David Haig quote from 2011. It's like, the only thing that we take issue with is the assumption that it's only about reproductive opportunities why a marriage would break apart.
Right. And not the million other fucking reasons why marriages fail every day.
7 trillion. And then they also point out that it's not about reproductive opportunities. Men aren't going to strip clubs for reproductive opportunities. And they say that there are species of animals, it's like documented across many species, where even if the male doesn't play any part in the child rearing, will literally like impregnate the female and then vanish into thin air. Yeah. And that's just normal for their species. That the males will still try to find a way to monopolize her sexual practices.
No way. So even if there's no, if
there's no reason for the dude to stick around at all, he'll still try to like
sabotage her for other males because he needs to be the dominant, the one that fucks the most and has the most babies.
Yeah.
Creature.
I mean, whatever the reason is. Yeah.
Dang.
But they're kind of pointing out that, like, we get what you're saying, but it's not about just reproductive opportunities.
Right.
It's men are horrible.
Well,
At the end
yeah,
of the
I mean,
day.
if you're looking at it from this like anthropological view,
yeah,
that's like this
in
drive
the
for
sense that women are the ones that rear children,
Right,
and the
and
men
also-
have an option to leave. I
they
guess
do, and they have this like innate drive. I'm not even saying men. I'm saying like in the example you were giving of species that behave this way specifically.
Males
have this like the males have this innate drive to not just spread their seed everywhere, though that is a large aspect of it, but it's like dominance, power among the hierarchy of their species. Because it's not just about I can make the most babies. It's also about I can like take these opportunities from the most other males of my species and women of my species. It's like a dominance thing too. It's so weird.
Yeah. So you can see why I took the time to read this whole.
It's fascinating. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to the ugly, because that was just the bad. The majority of homicides in which the victim and the killer were related adults are spouse killings. So they're not biologically related. They're married.
Right.
The precipitating circumstances usually involve either suspected infidelity or the woman's attempting to leave the man.
Yep.
And other final relatives may be collateral damage in such cases.
Oh my God. Have you watched It's All Her Fault yet on Peacock?
No.
Holy shit. I'm not going to say anything else about it, but
I saw the preview. I started The Beast Inside Me.
I haven't watched
It's Claire Danes. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's a limited series about a writer and a murderer.
This is also a limited series on Peacock, and it's
Okay.
It will wear your neck brace because the whiplash from the twists and turns of that fucking show until the very end absolutely floored me. I was shocked. So yeah.
Then we
Anyway.
gotta wrap this up.
Continue.
Okay. A recurrent variety of homicide that is virtually confined to affines, in-laws, is that in which the victim is slain for harboring the killer's estranged wife.
Oh my God.
Meaning the woman leaves,
Yep.
she goes to her parents' house or her sister's house or whoever, the man comes after her, kills everyone.
Oh my God.
That is a recurring theme in these murders.
Oof.
Typical victims in these murders are the killer's father-in-law or brother-in-law, but female in-laws may be killed too. Moreover, in samples of homicides from diverse societies, affines other than spouses comprise a proportion of all victim-killer relationships that is surprisingly high when one considers their relatively low rates of contact and engagement.
Right.
So, this is their specific example, a sample of 100 adjudicated homicides among the Bhil, B-H-I-L. This is a patrilineal, quote-unquote, tribal group in India. So they studied, they were homicides. That's what a judge found. Out of 100 of them, 7 men were slain by brothers, including one paternal half-brother who was erroneously labeled a stepbrother, and an identical number of brother-in-laws. So 7 were killed by their own brothers, and 7 were killed by their brother-in-laws.
Oh, wow.
Which is remarkable because
it's like warring families, basically.
In-laws typically live far apart and they rarely meet. Whereas brothers see each other every day and are engaged in chronic disputes over family property. So the fact that the numbers are the same is kind of wild.
Yeah, that is really wild.
The presence of stepchildren is also an important source of marital conflict and also a major predictor of uxoricide, which is the killing of one's wife. This kind of made me laugh. The news organization Stuff maintains a public archive of all homicides known to have taken place in New Zealand since 2004. Between 2004 and 2018, 117 women were reportedly slain by their husbands, And our examination of the news coverage of the killings and the trials reveals that no fewer than 49 of those victims, so that's 42%, were the mothers of children sired by previous partners, meaning they were her children, they were not her husband's children.
Yep.
So they were, the killer was the children's stepdad.
Yep.
42%.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you wonder about, again, that whole like anthropological
it's the dominance thing.
It's like you can't, you have somebody, you created somebody else's child, and that like triggers this weird male, and again, not every time. It's just in this example, it's like, it's just that whole thing where it's just like, I can have you, no one else can have you, and I'm going to sabotage this for you and anyone else who tries to get to you. Or got to you before I did.
This also says, since the coverage of individual cases was not always fulsome, and 1 in 5 wife killers avoided a trial by killing themselves.
Oh my God.
That 42% is surely an underestimate.
Wow.
Okay, so the most notorious category of homicidal violence by in-laws is that of so-called dowry deaths.
Oh.
Or bride burnings in the Indian subcontinent. The former term, the dowry deaths, signals that these killings occur in the context of demands for dowry payments that the bride's family cannot or will not meet. And bride burnings means that the immediate cause of death is most often a kitchen fire. In India alone, between 6,000 and 9,000 young wives die every year in what are officially recognized as dowry-related crimes. That's according to the government of India. In reality, the toll is surely much higher since the great majority of such deaths are officially recorded as accidents or suicides.
Right.
So...
That's really fucking sad.
Really sad. So if you have good in-laws...
Yeah. Don't take them for granted.
Don't take them for granted. I did come across a list for 3 rules for getting along with your in-laws. So if you are in an in-law situation, an affine situation today, just remember these things. Like we said, your loyalty is to your spouse. You have a united front because it causes major issues. When there is conflict between your family and your spouse, don't feel caught in the middle. Your place is on your spouse's side. To do otherwise is to undermine the trust that is underpinning of your marriage. So there's that. Tip number 2, remind yourself why you're doing it. You love your partner loves their family. So that's just like love through osmosis, kind of. It's the transfer of energy. You don't have to like them, but the effort to accommodate your partner's family is one of the greatest gifts you can offer in your marriage. You're used to putting up with your own relatives, and you accommodate their quirks and foibles, and now you just do it again. Do it all over again. And when all else fails, lie. There's also wine.
And cutting them off completely if you must.
Yes, but...
It's always an option.
It's always an option.
I mean, if parents on any side are like actively harmful to you, racist, abusive, etc., it is always an option. Blood is not thicker than your own fucking physical and mental wellness.
And love is conditional.
And love is fucking conditional.
I'm just saying, if your in-laws are just annoying.
Right. Just put up with them.
Put up with them.
Couple holidays a year and then you're gone. And when you if and when you do have kids, live far away. Oh no, we're moving to Siberia. No, there's no airport. No, I'm sorry, you can't visit. Yeah, no, it is going to be rough. Anyway, bye.
Yeah. But also, have your spouse deal with their fucking family.
100%. That's really like the best way to do it.
That's their department. I also started reading. I didn't finish reading this list before I put it in my notes, and I disagree with the third one. So this is a short list of 2. The third one being, don't talk about politics. But I gotta say, everything is fucking political these days, and it is about basic humanity and decency. And if that slips out because someone's having a racist meltdown at the table, let them know.
Yep.
Anyway, that's my background.
I love it.
Lot of psych.
Horrifying, fascinating, and confusing. My three favorite things.
Well, since I know you're desperate to read the remainder of that research article, I will send you the
should,
link.
Actually. I would totally get high in the bathtub and read that shit.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you right now.
Okay. All right. Let's take another quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then I will share some story times with you. Okay, so like I said at the top, I just went to
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that too. I just went into like Reddit and BuzzFeed territory because I started by just Googling true stories of evil in-laws and then in-law true crime. And like, I found a couple of things that were fucked up.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was like, I don't have it in me today. I'd rather listen to people spill the tea in a more anonymous fashion on the internet. So I found a BuzzFeed list or like article about just stories from not Reddit in that particular article, but from like the BuzzFeed community about their in-law stories. So I pulled a couple of those, and then I pulled a couple from a really great Reddit thread that I was reading in the bathtub, and I like did not want to stop. It was a lot. Anyway.
Well, if the HOA crimes was any indication,
you know I love to find that shit.
Yeah.
So this is from BuzzFeed, submitted by Carol, who at the time was 54 and living in Illinois. She says, early in my marriage, my in-laws came to visit. My husband and I slept on a sofa bed in the living room and gave them our room. I'd gotten up one morning to start breakfast. My mother-in-law came out of her room and got into bed, the sofa bed, next to my husband, who apparently was not wearing clothes, which is kind of a shocking choice when you're on the sofa bed, but whatever.
Yeah.
She looked at me and asked, "Jealous?" ? I'd throw up. I'd be like, "Get out! You're a pedo. Yuck." To my adult husband, but still, don't care. Still a pedo. You're his mom. That makes me want to fucking vom. As my husband grabbed as much bedding as possible to tuck around him. We've now been married 29 years. It helps that they live far away and we rarely see them. Also, the only time she smiled in any wedding photos was in the one she took with my husband, just the two of them. That shit freaks me out.
Have you watched the show about the mother-in-laws? It's like a TLC show.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh my God. Okay, there's two. That's why I couldn't think of the name. There's actually two.
Well, I know about MILF Manor.
No, not MILF Manor. These are both on TLC. One of them is I Love a Mama's Boy. It's horrifying. This features over-involved mothers and their sons, and the show Smothered. Capital M, Smothered, which focuses on the close relationship between mothers and their adult daughters and sometimes includes their in-laws.
Okay. I
Love a Mama's Boy. Oh, they move in.
Yeah.
They'll come over and do laundry.
Mm-hmm.
They like, when it comes to like child rearing and like getting pregnant, lines are crossed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not great.
This was written by an anonymous submitter who just said, my mother-in-law invited a date for my husband to our wedding reception because, quote, we would never make it. The audacity. She says, we have now been married 50 years. Can you imagine?
You know, when I forgot where I heard this recently. You know, at like weddings, someone goes around with like a video camera, like, say something to the happy couple.
Yes.
I want to be like, prove them all wrong, guys.
Oh,
I
God.
believe in you.
I'm really
Don't
glad.
listen to the naysayers. I think you'll make it.
I just wanted to let you know that I'm really glad that you're here.
We have to do that in Palm Springs.
We do. Who should we do it to? We'll do it to Hannah.
Yeah, who's the most fragile? Jason. Jason.
We have to do it to Jason.
We're really glad that you're here.
Yeah. Despite what anyone else is saying, like, we're really glad that you're here.
Yeah.
All right.
We are.
Jason has been chosen. Hannah's too sweet. Okay. And this episode comes out after that trip will have already happened. So there's nothing you can do about it. It's not a warning. We'll let you know how it goes. Okay. Here's the next one. This is also anonymous. There are 2 things my ex-husband's family did that were very strange to me right off the bat. Keyword ex-husband.
Only 2.
Only 2.
Oh.
First, during our wedding reception, my in-laws' entire family went to my condo, which my new husband was moving into with me, and the family trashed it with supposedly funny prank things.
Oh, no. Don't touch my shit.
Oh, this is going to make you crawl out of your skin.
Oh, my God. I can feel it already.
They covered all toilet seats, handles, and faucets with Vaseline. They filled our entire bedroom with wadded up old newspaper covering the floor, bed, and all of the furniture.
That's not funny.
They opened and emptied all dry goods in the kitchen all over the floor, removed all of the light bulbs from their home.
What the fuck?
She said, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't even want to know what those et ceteras are.
No, they just trashed their house.
I burst into tears when we went to the condo after the wedding to pick up our suitcases for our honeymoon. They had left messages on all the mirrors in my lipstick about how funny the pranks were and how much fun I would have cleaning it up after our trip. I don't get how this was
their
funny.
honeymoon. Oh my God.
Can you believe? I can't. Then, when we visited them on our first Christmas as a married couple in their home, we opened gifts and we were given sets of sheets from all of his relatives. Everyone got them sheets. Nothing but sheets for the bed. All of the sheets were strange patterns, like for kids with Disney prints and pictures of pigs.
No.
We had no kids.
Oh my God.
When I looked confused at my mother-in-law, she said, I asked you once if you needed anything for your condo, and you said sheets. So I told everyone that's all you wanted for Christmas. I never remember having any conversation like that. Everyone else got beautiful jewelry, new phones, and we gave everyone expensive
New phones.
Jewelry. Expensive, thoughtful gifts. I took home 5 sets of kids' sheets.
Oh my God. I get it. It's Christmas. These are gifts, but like,
oh no, these are not
cruel.
Gifts. These people hate her.
That's orchestrated cruelty.
All of it is. No one who
they trashed
like
their
that's
house.
not a prank. They literally destroyed your property and then hazed you at Christmas. Like, thank God you're not in that marriage anymore.
Oh my God.
I did not see my ex-husband's family often due to living several thousand miles apart, but every time I did, they made sure
Not
to pull
far enough.
No. They made sure to pull some similar strange stuff. My ex has had 4 wives now, and they all apparently complained to him about his family and their passive-aggressive attitude toward his wives.
Oh,
Yeah. So when they say
I
that
hope
marriages
those exes
end,
have a group chat.
oh, they need one. Are you kidding me?
I saw a TikTok the
I
other
want
day.
in that group chat, by the way.
I know. I saw a TikTok the other day of a woman calling. She found out that her husband was cheating on her.
Mm-hmm.
So she called the woman that he was having an affair with.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, we've been dating for 2 years. And she's
So
like,
she found out that she was the other woman.
the wife called the girlfriend.
It was a wife. Okay.
The wife called the girlfriend, and the wife's like, well, we've been married for 7 years and we have 2 kids. And she was like, I had no idea. So then, like, I think they had communicated and like broken the ice before the phone call, because then the girlfriend was like, I found the names of a few other girls and they knew a few other girls. So
Whoa.
they all have a group chat.
Oh, I love that for them. Drag
Yeah, and the
that
wife's like,
motherfucker.
can you add me? And
Yes.
she's like, absolutely. It's just like a beautiful moment of sisterhood.
I love that for them. I mean, I hate that situation for them, but I love that they are like creating relationships and community about it. and not tearing each other down.
Jumping straight to blaming the woman that
Right.
your husband was fully cheating on you.
And
with.
also lying to and fucking over.
Yeah, also cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that is terrible.
That one was really, really rough. I was like, how on earth? Okay, this is from Reddit user Karma Kitty. Also pertinent for today's episode. Thanksgiving morning, my husband drove our dog to my in-laws. They requested him. That's sweet. And they requested him. Reminded, so he drops off the dog. He reminds his parents, like, we're going to be over for dessert because we're going to wife's family's house for dinner. So we're splitting the holiday. We're going to eat dinner with them. We're going to come here for pie and games or whatever.
That can be a loaded situation,
sure
especially on a holiday like Thanksgiving when it's like it's that day.
Yeah, no. We just fuck with Christmas. Every year we do either a Minnesota Christmas or a Boston Christmas, and it's every other year, and both family just it's fine with it. It's been working out for years.
That can be a really interesting in-law dynamic.
But yeah, if they both live in town, I could see how that would get trickier. For me, it's easy because my in-laws are here, but my birth family is out east. So
it's also kind of weird how the dynamics of that change. Like, for example, Corey's one of 4 kids.
Yep.
I'm one of 2.
Yep.
So like the flexibility depending on how big your family is, and then all the grandkids and then all your siblings, spouses, and
100%.
The more people are involved, the more like it's assumed that those plans take precedent.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep. And also I feel like there's a little bit of an ease when a family unit is larger because by the time you're making these plans, people have already been getting married, creating their own families, doing this and that, and accommodations have been made since the jump. You know? So, and I mean, that's really how it's always been in my family is like, I've lived out here forever, for a long, long time. I wasn't living back east with them for very long. And so I've always just come back and forth. So even after I got into a relationship that became a marriage, that pattern just continued. So it was more of an adjustment I would have to imagine for Bill's family, but they didn't give us any pushback about that. It made total sense to them that we do every other year. And then they'll also host us for Christmas like a little early so that we can do something with them before we leave to go out of town. So like a good family unit will just fucking make it work and compromise and not be a dick about it because they understand that you also have a life and things you have to do.
Yeah. And if it doesn't work one year, the world's not going to end.
It's not a big deal. There's always next year.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
We do Thanksgiving with both my family and Corey's family, and that's really fun. And I don't think that's super common. I don't remember like my parents' sets of parents really ever interacting.
My parents' sets of parents did, but our house, my dad was an only child, but my mom's the oldest of 5. And my mom, we hosted a lot of holidays when we were living in Connecticut. And so my dad's parents would always, like my grandparents on my dad's side would always come because why not have 2 more people? And then it would be just this huge family on my mom's side and all the cousins and like the aunts and uncles and everything. And my mom's parents, so our grandparents on that side. So it was kind of crazy.
So
it was
your
like
mom's family absorbed your dad's
1,000%. And my
my
grandmothers were very close friends. They were like 15 years apart. But they called each other. They sent each other letters. We used to like get them together. One lived in Pennsylvania, one lived in Massachusetts. And so like each of their kids would go pick them up and then bring them back to the house so they could like spend a week together after the grandfathers died. It was really a nice dynamic. They really loved each other a lot. So it worked out great. But
again, very fortunate, apparently, statistically.
Not to say that my parents didn't deal with in-law bullshit on both sides. They absolutely fucking did.
Oh, yeah.
But I think they deployed a lot more of the like distance and letting shit go side of the survival so that everybody could just get along. And when that worked, it worked. And sometimes it didn't. And there would be stretches of time when certain people wouldn't be speaking to each other. And that's okay. It happens.
I love leaning into just like the family lore.
Yeah, I have.
Especially when it's your in-laws.
Girl, I've got so much lore. It's crazy. So Husband, Thanksgiving morning, drives the dog to my in-laws, so wife's parents' house. They're trying to split the holiday in half. Dessert time rolls around. They've just had dinner with wife's family. They walk into husband's in-laws' house. The entire extended family on the husband's side is sitting at the dinner table with clean, empty plates. Their dinner was allegedly 3 hours beforehand. But the second we walk in, my in-laws announce it's dinner time. So they just came from dinner to a whole new dinner. The in-laws just held dinner until the time they were going to show up to have dessert.
And made them...
to force them to sit through 2 Thanksgivings.
And made them feel like they were late or something.
Yeah.
Made everyone else wait.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
My husband and I anxiously look at each other, grab a plate, and then without warning, my father-in-law calls me a cunt. Probably because he's blaming them for, we can finally eat now.
Making him wait.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine your father-in-law calling you a cunt at the Thanksgiving table?
If Tom ever did that, if I ever heard Tom say that word, I think I would die of shock. But if he said it to me, I would either die of shock or burst out laughing because it would be like
I think I would laugh.
An insane.
I would know how to respond.
I think I would laugh out of panic. Like I wouldn't know what the fuck was happening. I'd be like, oh, he's possessed and we need to call a priest. This is supernatural.
He's actively stroking out.
He's something, we need an ambulance. Something is wrong. He needs a CT stat. I'd be freaking out.
Or call an ambulance.
Yeah, it's either one. She finishes off by saying, honestly, that might not even be the worst story either, LOL.
Oh my God.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, that's the end?
Yeah, that's the end.
He just calls her a cunt and... Well,
yeah, I mean, I'm assuming arguments ensued, but...
Hot damn. I hope your husband stood the fuck up for you in that moment.
You'd hope. All right.
It's a moment when the spouse needs a little bit of backup.
User Chatama5 says, our daughter's first Christmas, my mother-in-law threw a fit that it was her last Christmas Eve with her son before we got married. So this couple had their first child before they were married. I was young at the time, so I gave in and we went with them to mass appease my future in-laws. So she's like, that was one of the first grievances is my fucking mother-in-law had a complete tantrum about us not spending our last Christmas as engaged with her when they just wanted, I think, to do their own thing with their kid. So she gave in on that.
Some boomer moms assign the most bizarre importance, significance to like certain holidays.
It's so odd. And also,
it's the last Christmas before
that you're engaged. It's like,
what?
Who cares? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
So fucking dumb.
Is that just a boomer mom thing?
I have no idea. But I guess in this person's case, the writer, the whole family has pulled some bullshit. Because then years later, she goes on to say, my sister-in-law, when I was 5 months pregnant with our third child at the dinner table, announced that I had let myself go.
Oh my God.
I'd punch a bitch in the face. Like, are you kidding me? I'm pregnant with my third child and you're going to tell me, yeah, I can't.
Oh my God. That is one time when it is appropriate to call someone a cunt at the table.
100%. Now we have 4 kids and our youngest is ADHD like myself. He struggles to make eye contact and does not like to be touched. It's either mother-in-law or sister-in-law. I'm not sure who did this, but she grabbed his face and told him he will look her in the eye and greet her. Oh, his mother-in-law.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Our oldest
had resort to violence.
Oh, I know. Our oldest had recently graduated from UCLA and we attended a family wedding. Rather than congratulating her on her graduation, she, mother-in-law, so this person's grandmother, the daughter's grandmother, announced loudly about her being gay. My daughter had only told our family and wasn't ready to announce to the world.
Oh my God.
She said it at a family wedding.
That is why people wait till their crusty grandparents are dead before they come out.
I know. This crusty bitch. She says, I can go on and on. So that's where it ends.
Oh, no. Don't go on and on.
This next one feels like generational mental health issues to the max. This is from Cerber 2017. My grandmother-in-law threw a burrito at me.
They acquitted that Subway sandwich guy.
Hey, thank God.
Yep.
My mother-in-law lifted my gown during labor to look at my lady bits, probably wanting to like see the kid crowning, but like get out of my vagina. Also, get out of my
the
labor and
room.
delivery room. What?
No.
I couldn't.
Some people want to have their whole fucking family there. I don't know how.
Fine.
You could do that.
But because of the possibility of anything like that happening, it's a no from me, dog.
I mean, I would absolutely, if I was in the room when you were giving birth, my head is in there.
She also said my mother-in-law threw a full-on temper tantrum when I picked my husband to be my support person during labor instead of her.
That is so delusional.
Bitch, you were never even on the short list. What the fuck are you thinking?
On what planet?
On what planet? It's like, have you been seeing those TikToks of like people doing their baby gender reveals and a mom on either side like sabotaging it so that they don't get the right results, and then the mom, like the future grandmother, can announce the gender instead of the couple?
No.
Yeah, it's been crazy. And that one amazing creator that always recreates like the unhinged like family dynamics, like weddings and events and stuff like that. I can't remember her name, but I think it starts with an M. But she's amazing, and her recreations are like so spot on. It's insane.
Will you send it to me?
Yes, I'll find it. But that's how I've been seeing these, is because she's been recreating these like sabotaged gender reveal parties. But then you can find the original video, because all these people are tagging this spoof creator in the comments of these unhinged videos and being like, I can't wait for her version to drop or whatever. Yes. I'll find them there. But this shit is like, it's diabolical, but it's like psychologically diabolical. Like, these people are not well who do this shit. If you're pulling that kind of shit, you need so much fucking therapy.
And this is the difference that I was saying, like, the advice was for if your in-laws are annoying, not if your in-laws
are lovely.
Don't respect boundaries.
Right.
If they regularly make you feel uncomfortable. If they trash your house.
Right. This is a person.
That's not the same thing.
This is a woman that I probably would not it wouldn't faze me to cut ties with after reading this last thing that she includes. So after the labor thing, I would obviously be like, this has gone way too fucking far and we need to set some boundaries. But after this, which again kind of reminds me, well, I don't want to say it because I want you to go into the show. No, I want you to go into the show. It's All Her Fault cold, so I don't want to say it out loud. But my mother-in-law also told everyone that my youngest son or my youngest child was hers. Made up a whole sob story about having kids so far apart in age and all this crap. Like, was telling people outside of the family that it was like her baby. And like
that her son is raising.
That's her grandchild is actually her baby. That's
demented.
Yeah, this is like, you need help. Like, I wouldn't feel safe having my kid around that person.
She'd steal
That's
it.
delusional. I know. That's what I'm saying. That freaks me out.
Ooh.
Okay, I've got a couple more for you. From Tarathil on Reddit. First time mother-in-law visited after we moved in together, she redecorated our living room, kitchen, and moved around all kitchenware with the motivation of, it's better that way. So this is the husband talking about his wife's mother. So this is from the husband's perspective. I was at work at the time, but came home early as I wanted to spend time with our guests. Again, this is their first time hosting them. I came home to a frantic and crying wife who was desperately trying to fix and hide what her mother did. Mother-in-law also bought full sets of, he says houseware, but he meant like flatware, like plates and forks and knives and stuff, for our house and her visit, despite knowing that me and my wife had a specific flatware set and plate set in mind that would be bought slowly over time because it's like fancy and expensive, and they'd been working toward accumulating these pieces. And so they were just using their cheap dishes. She just comes over with like a whole different set of dishes that they don't even want. These like fugly fucking dishes that they don't even want. We never bought our own as my wife was afraid of emotional backlash if we get rid of the gifts. So it's like,
oh my God.
she gave us the shit that we don't use, and she'll freak out if every time she comes here and we don't have them. So I guess we can't buy the plates that we've been saving up to buy. It's like, no, don't put yourself through that. Set those boundaries.
That's really dysfunctional. And that's too bad.
And manipulative.
Yeah.
When moving houses and we were renovating, she also instructed the painter and carpenter to do extra things while I was at work, delaying the renovation by 2 weeks as they had to provide an extra invoice and set up an additional agreement due to insurance reasons. I was never told, despite that, outside of that, before that invoice, that she was like changing things with their contractor.
With their contractor.
They were not happy when I said I had not agreed to any of that, and the draft was scrapped, and they had to like remove a lot of the work and do shit over.
Oh my God.
Wife, I don't like the terms that he uses here, but whatever. Wifey has had extensive talks with mommy over the years, and these behaviors mostly stopped, but we get minor incidents every visit. Overall, in-laws are great. Are they?
Well, overall, they're not.
Don't seem so great. Next one, I think, is anonymous. My mother had hell with grandmother growing up. So it sounds like her mom had an in-law situation of her own. As she firmly believed my father's spirit, my mother had hell with grandmother, her mother's mother-in-law, so the writer's grandmother.
Okay.
As grandmother firmly believed that the writer's father, so mother's husband, he died at 22, resided within me as a twin soul, and referred to me as her child, not grandchild, all the way until her death.
Whoa.
This is terrifying.
Deep-seated.
Even beyond what the other mom did, making claims that like the new grandbaby was her baby. This is even, I don't know the circumstances around that other mother-in-law who did that, but this is scary to read. She would come to school and daycare to pick me up without my mom being notified.
Oh my God.
My mom had to call the police on several occasions to have me returned to her because Granny refused to open the doors to her house after taking me away.
Oh my God.
I think I got off quite well with my own mother-in-law. There's a lot of crazy out there.
Whoa.
Yep. All right.
That is so creepy.
I know.
That's just kidnapping. Have her arrested.
Literally, I'd be getting a restraining order. This will not stand. You'd be on a list at my kid's school to be like, they cannot go with this person. You cannot release them into the custody of this person.
So
Period.
fast. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to finish with this one, which triggered me because I got a similar message from a family member of an ex when I got engaged. And yes, I will read it on the air, but I'm not going to name any names. But
you are to me, bitch.
Of course I am to you.
Oh my God.
Of course I am.
Our friendship hinges on this.
Yes. And the second you hear this, you'll know. But anyway, to set the tone, this Reddit user that triggered me, it's literally one line. Green Cymbeline says, quote, "The time when my mother-in-law said she wished my husband's ex-girlfriend could be her daughter." So without further ado, here's a message I got on Facebook from an ex's sister who we were together for a long time. We were young. This is before the podcast, so no one that there was a whole campaign about. But I knew her well, and there were several years in that relationship where it was assumed that this family would become my in-laws. Mm-hmm. Thank God they didn't. And they are not in contact with my ex, who is still a good friend of mine. So I'm still close with this ex and this ex's wife. We're very good friends.
Yeah. Say no. I know.
You know exactly who it is. And they don't have a relationship with this family because this family is messy for a lot of reasons. And it's very understandable that they are not connected right now.
Okay. So
I got this message. This was literally like within days of my engagement. Saw this on my timeline. Ha ha ha. Congratulations on your engagement. I am very happy for you. I do have to be honest that there was always a part of me that was holding out hope that something would happen and you would end up marrying my brother. If I am really being honest, all my children, I'm not going to give any identifying information about that, still ask about you. No, they don't. I hadn't seen them since they were literal babies. And they wish on a regular basis that you were their aunt. No, they don't. We have no relationship.
That is so crazy.
It's the manipulation, trying to use her kids to make me feel some type of way. It's like, it's sick behavior. Whoa. Very, very happy for your future and miss you lots. If you ever talk to my brother, tell him that his, the nibblings and his sister miss you too. He won't return our calls. This all happened when he got married. So she's also blaming his wife. Yeah. I just left her on red. I never responded.
Oh my Lord.
I was so fucking mad though.
I can't believe you never told me that.
I was so mad. I called him and his wife immediately.
Yeah.
To tell them that I had gotten this message. And
wow.
I got it.
I bet he was pissed.
Well, I mean, honestly, we all just kind of, I was pissed.
Yeah.
And they kind of helped. We all just kind of made fun of it because it was so absurd that it very much like calmed me down. But there are times when I think about it and I get enraged all over again because it's like, if you want to know why you don't have a relationship with your brother, slowly read through the message you just fucking sent me. This is like some I would not want a relationship with you either. This is so manipulative. It's vile. I haven't spoken to this person. By the time I got this message, I hadn't spoken to this person in maybe 8 years. And the first time that they reached out to me when I'm engaged, one of the happiest days of my fucking life, is to manipulate me using your children and tell me, congratulations, but I wish you'd married my brother. This message had nothing to do with me. She wanted to get to him.
Yeah.
And so she used me to do that. And it's fucking sick.
She kind of wanted to get to his wife,
too. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a
probably
crazy
even more
note
so
to end on.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Yeah. So there you go. And they don't listen to this show, so I don't give a fuck. And I didn't give any names, so like whatever. But like, this is the kind of family dynamic that can really fuck up marriages if you're married into a manipulative and fucked up dynamic like this. And let's just say this apple did not fall far from the tree. A lot more stories about the tree, but just shared this one about the apple. But like, there is a reason that this particular person is estranged from them, because this is the behavior that I got from a very far distance and many, 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 many years removed from ever having any kind of relationship with them. And that's what she came into my DMs about. Fuck off.
Wild.
Yeah, I hope she does randomly listen and hears this, because she knows exactly who she is.
Yeah.
And you can go in and try to delete that message. Don't think I don't have so many screenshots. Anyway, those are my stories.
Oh my God.
Yup.
Oh, I just remembered one. I, too, will not give any identifying information.
Okay. I love this. Gossip sesh.
But we'll say it's a boomer-aged mom.
Okay.
Boomer-aged lady, married to boomer-aged dad. Dad's mother is still alive.
Okay.
And truly insane.
Oh, no.
So the mother, the old lady.
Yeah, she's got to be pretty old. She's probably in her 80s, 90s.
Yeah. Husband was dead, that lived not far from her son and his wife.
Sure.
They went over to her house one day and repainted her kitchen for her.
Yeah.
Because the house, nothing had been really getting done around the house since her husband died.
Yeah, and she's a million years old, so they were being helpful.
A million years old.
And I'm assuming this had been planned.
No, they were surprising her. It was a very kind thing to do.
Okay.
They were painting it the same color.
Okay.
It just had to be touched up. It was not. It was like, a task that needed to get done.
Yep.
So they were just doing something nice.
Maintenance and upkeep to take off of her plate.
She came home, lost her mind because it was matte and not eggshell paint. And for years after that would bring it up
Was it super obvious?
to her daughter-in-law. No.
Because, like,
No.
I understand being annoyed that you use the wrong finish so that all the touch-ups stand out, unless they just repainted the whole
They
thing
repainted
fresh.
the whole thing. The whole thing. And I'm pretty sure the mother-in-law had purchased the paint herself.
I only get matte paint. I don't fuck with eggshell. It's too shiny.
It was one of those. It was one of those. It was, whatever it was not something to get upset about.
No,
let alone
not at all.
continue to bring up for another
Forever.
10 years.
Get the fuck over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This paint's gonna be here a lot longer than you are, Grandma.
No shit.
Get over it.
Anyway.
That
so,
sucks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ugh, gross. Well,
But then, like, the person that you love was raised by that person.
right.
So, like, kind of what does that say about them? What does that say about, like, how our brains kind of decay as we get older?
Well, that's
So
also-
your loved one's parents. Were they always that crazy?
I mean, yes, we all deal with, like, the terror of turning into our parents. But that's kind of what I mean about, like, partner with somebody who is healed, or at least, like, in the process.
Who
Because
has
the healing is
tools?
a lifelong process, but, like, you can avoid some of that full spiral into, like, your worst self as you age by consistently committing to work on yourself, even when it's hard, and, you know, so that you don't treat other people like shit.
And that kind of leads into maybe, we'll say, a parting thought. You're not going to change anyone.
No.
So no amount of arguing about politics at the Thanksgiving table is really going to change anyone's fucking mind. Not right now. But you can change yourself. You can change how you receive things. You can change the boundaries that you have if that's needed. Yeah.
Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries.
So happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, God. Fuck
I
Thanksgiving.
hope you are so full of deviled eggs.
And
Regardless of the day. I'd wish that for you on an average
every
Friday.
day, I hope you're full
Yeah.
of deviled eggs.
May your
And thank you
belly
for
be
listening.
full of deviled eggs.
May it always be full of eggs.
Ugh, I'm so hungry. I have to go.
All right.
We'll see you next week. Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.
Like what you see? Check out more episodes and become a member to unlock exclusive content.
Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye.